Check it out. Who do we have to talk to and what do we have to do to stop having cops pull us over for a Fixit ticket? A Fixit ticket is when the vehicle has tint. Maybe the license plate holder is screwed up. Maybe it's a broken taillight. That's how Philando Castile was pulled over and shot and killed by police. How do we get it so that when they pull us over for a Fixit ticket, the ticket goes to the person it should, which isn't actually the driver. You might be driving someone's car who has tint. That ticket should go to the owner of the vehicle. How do you get to the owner of the vehicle? It's through the license plate. The license plate will have the registered owner's address and the ticket should go directly there. The cop doesn't even need to pull you over. They don't need to turn something small and find something big and a reason to take you to jail when you aren't even necessarily responsible for the reason you're being pulled over. It doesn't make it safer because when they pull you over and ticket you, the tint or the loud exhaust or broken taillight still exists. All right, check this out. So the LAPD is apparently pulling people over and then asking us for our social media accounts. Now, unfortunately, the cops already know mine. However, if the cops were to ask me for my social media accounts, if the cops ask me where I'm coming from or where I'm going, I have one question back at them, and it's if I'm being detained or if I'm free to go. If I'm being detained, I'm going to invoke my fifth. And I'm going to say that by either saying I remain silent until my lawyer's present or I invoke the fifth until my attorney's present. That's a couple ways you can say it. Once you do that, you remain silent. You don't answer another question. If they ask you what time it is, do you know where we are? You say nothing. Once you invoke your fifth, which is your constitutional right, you say nothing after. Period. This is why you always film the police, because the cops might say you said something you didn't. So make sure that the phone is recording. Always film the police. And if you need to know more information, go to YouTube, search MrCheckpoint. Share this, please. I want to make doing jury duty cool, because at the end of the day,
I'm not going to lie, Senate. I can't agree with you there on the jury duty.
I know, but listen.
I draw the line at jury duty.
Tell us why we hear the stories and those things about the cops who got off, and or the person who is innocent in jail. I mean, man, the amount of people are innocent in jail is disgusting. It's sick. And now we'll fill out a form and a whole petition to try to get someone out of jail, right? That goes viral now once a month, right? The guy that we should get out, or the woman. The point is, if we are jury duty, that's the best way that we have honest representation in our courts and keep this from happening. Because you watch Checkpoint, you know what happens, you see those videos. You need to be a jury. You could make the difference for someone's life, because you know that whatever a cop says doesn't mean it's true. And it's, I think, I agree with him. You want to be a patriotic person in this country, you do jury duty, you promote it like it's Fashion Nova.
You know what? He makes a great
lot
point.
Of sense, bro.
And you know what? I am gonna follow up on the jury duty letter.
And let's promote it when you go and you're signed up. Be like, I'm privileged to stand before my own peers and make an honest decision and representation of justice in this country. Because the old people that are the jurors now, unfortunately, don't seem to be doing that.
No, because it's all about the point of view. When you got to convince that board that, hey, beyond a reasonable doubt,
one person could flip the whole thing and be like, yo, no, but I saw a video one time, and you know what I mean? And
yeah.
And the thing is it's not easy for us because there's so few of us. So when we say, oh, you know, it's hard for me to be on a jury, right? Oh, I've sued police, right? They don't want me right away. So it takes us in numbers. It's not like it's even, I've never been able to be on one. I wish I could. I would love to.
Right. Well, that's true, man. It is all about perspective. And
we're going to help you spread that word. No, we're going to seriously help you spread that word. And me and Ali are both going to jury duty, right, Ali?
I'm not going to throw away my notice, I promise.
I love that, bro.
No, we got you. We're going to support that, man.
The question I get most is, I'm being pulled over. What is the best way to record the police? It's very simple. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. This is my opinion. If you have an iPhone, you want to make sure it has a passcode lock, meaning you can't get in unless you go through this process. I do not suggest face recognition, and I do not suggest putting your thumbprint or fingerprint in the phone. The reason is, if you get into an accident, you're in a coma, and the cops somehow want to go through your phone, whether they legally can or not, they are going to be able to. Lastly, if they get a warrant, then they're certainly going to be able to force your finger on the phone or force your face over the phone screen to unlock it. However, we have a Fifth Amendment right to not speak and to not incriminate ourselves. And that means if your phone is locked by a digital code, you never have to tell them the code. Now, step number 2, when you're being pulled over and you have the passcode lock, you're gonna swipe right. Okay, this is for iPhone users. Now, as you'll see here, I'm gonna click on video, okay? And then I'm gonna click record. Right now we are recording video. What I do is I just put the phone down. For me, audio recording is better than nothing. I do not suggest holding the phone like this at the officer. I suggest just putting it down, putting it in the cup holder, and forgetting like you ever did it. Now, right now we are recording, and at some point you might get a phone call, the phone might die, somehow the footage is gonna end. Now, it's gonna stop, and you'll be able to go back to that video right here, and you'll be able to actually delete it. So people say, well, what if the officer finds the phone and deletes the video? Here's the thing, I just deleted the video, I'm hitting okay. Now it's no more video or photos there. However, when I unlock the phone, and I'm gonna unlock the phone right now, what you'll see is I'll be able to go to my photos, I'll be able to go to recently deleted photos, and there it is. You'll see this photo will be there for 30 days or more. So if you go to your phone and you see, oh my God, the video I took isn't there. If you did it from the lock screen, they will not be able to access your archived photos or videos, and they will not be able to permanently delete that video. So remember to use a passcode lock, don't use your thumbprint, don't use face recognition, and always film the police.
The officer asked him to perform a field sobriety test. He refuses.
Do I have to do this?
Yes, you do.
By law?
Yes, you do.
I don't think I do.
It's what happened next that's detailed in the court filing that leads to Deverment's $70,000 settlement from the city.
If I can't examine you, then I'm going to say you're drunk.
I imagine this is something that happens quite a few times, but it's not actually captured on a recording.
We took the court papers to the American Civil Liberties Union of Southern California, who applauded Deverment for having the foresight to use his phone to record the conversation.
But here, the officer said that the speech was slurred and that the plaintiff was being antagonistic. But by reviewing the recording, the judge was able to make his own assessment that the plaintiff's speech was in fact not slurred, and that if anyone was being antagonistic during this encounter, it was the officer.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
Where the hell did you learn that from? Well,
That's the law, officer.
The judge writes that Deverment simply and calmly asserts his right not to perform any field sobriety tests, but the officer,
I have nothing else to go on. So I'm assuming you're drunk.
arrested him anyway. He spent that night in jail, but a blood test proved he hadn't been drinking. 3 years later, Deverment used that evidence and his cell phone to finally settle the case with the city.
Certainly this night, the footage was worth $70,000.
And the ACLU says that you can refuse a field sobriety test, but if there is reasonable suspicion that you've been drinking, you can also be arrested. In this case, though, the judge believes that this person was taken into custody as retaliation for denying those field sobriety tests. Now, we tried to reach out to the city of Santa Monica and to the police department. Neither one of them got back to us for this story. Reporting live tonight in Santa Monica, I'm John Kathy-Sklimak, NBC4 News.
Shout out MrCheckpoint. AFTP. There's killers up in these streets. Always film the police. Gotta be our own keepers of peace. Gotta police the police. Gotta police the police.